Hello YouTube, hi, this is Anthony. This video I'm making about is pretty much being a black man right now, as far as dating goes. No, this does not apply to everybody, which is fine. I'm speaking about my personal experiences growing up in the South. With that being said is that things have not changed for me since pretty much the 1990s up until now. So around the time I started dating was in the late 90s, because that's when I started going to middle school, and that's when you started getting your first girlfriend and things like that, right? Well, back then, when I would try to ask a black girl out on a date, they would tell me no. And the reason they would tell me no is because they said I was an Oreo. Back then, I had no idea what a Oreo was. It took me a while, then finally I had somebody tell me it's a black guy on the outside who's white on the inside. So pretty much they were saying that I was a white guy, which I didn't understand why it was that. And the reason they said that was because I pretty much talk like this. I never really used. The reason why is because I talk like this. I really never used too many slang words when growing up, and when I did, I most likely used them in the wrong context, which is perfectly fine, I guess. But for the black girls in the area in the South that I live in, that was not good enough for them. So that was perfectly fine. So white girls took an interest in me. White girls were easy. Pretty much, I talked to them, they liked me, we dated, and it's continued on that way. So, truth be told, growing up, I dated more white girls than I did black girls. Now, did I try dating black girls later on again? Yes. And it pretty much still ended up the same result. So, with that being said, growing up, I dated more white girls, and I got the Hispanic girls and Asians, but for some reason, I just never really connected with a black girl. I mean, it was just, I just didn't fit a mold of a black man in the South. I like to read, I like to study when I was going to school, high school and in college. I didn't like hardcore rap music. I mean, to be honest with you, a lot of rap music, I just don't see why it's popular. It's just repetitive, the same repetitive junk to me. They're just saying the same thing over and over again, and it's hot. I like politics. I like to watch politics, read about it. I like to read the news. And when I try to have a conversation with somebody about this stuff, traditionally, a lot of the black girls that I talked to had no idea or could care less about that kind of stuff. Not to say that all did. Now I have met some that did, and that I did take an interest to, but it was just so happened to be my luck that they were either married or in a relationship with somebody else. So, and instead of me listening to, hardcore rap, I'd much rather listen to R&B or some pop songs. Older pop, not the new pop, because the new pop is kind of lame. But yeah, pop songs. Or I like to play video games or read comics. And those are the things that I just said I like doing. When I was younger, I used to always go outside and play basketball and football with my friends. But at the end of the day, I didn't smoke. I never smoked weed a day in my life. I never smoked a cigarette in my life, but I did smoke cigars. Don't know how that happened. But I stopped doing that. I rarely drink. Like when I was younger, I drank, but when I got older, I stopped. So it was just like those things that a lot of females that would like doing, I just didn't like doing. I'm not saying this is for all black females. I'm just saying for the ones that, I found attractive physically that I try to get to know. Those are things that they like to do. They like to smoke. They like to drink. They like to go out and party all the time. Me, I'm not a big partier. When I try to talk to them about politics, they say they don't give a care. They don't even vote. So, it's things like that and I just never understood why I was always considered a sellout or an Oreo or things like that, or things along those lines, just because I had different interests. And I never understood how it was meant to be more black in the South if you like to smoke, if you like to drink, if you didn't pay attention to the things that were going around with you, if you've been in jail a few times, if I just didn't understand that. I didn't live up to that stereotype. So, needless to say, I never really dated that many black girls because they just were so used to that and they were expecting that. And not to say that, all white girls are all, Ivy League cheerleaders or what have you. It's very interesting how just because you may be different, you're not considered to be a part of your race. And there's like a divide in the black people when it comes to our race, it seems like a lot of the time. That there's really two types of black people. Me personally, I believe that when we had the civil rights movements, when we had Dr. King and Malcolm X and all those great people trying to fight for our rights to be able to vote, to have equal rights, to go to school, to share the same classroom, to, all this stuff. I really don't think that they would be, but, think of all the black leaders we have, and think of the black leaders we had in the past, that we idolize, that we strive to be more like, and think about the black people who are front and center right now, and how people are trying to be more like them now. And this doesn't match up. If the black leaders of 50 years ago were alive to see how the popular black people or the quote-unquote black leaders are today, I think they'll be ashamed. But that's just me and my personal opinion. I'm pretty sure I'm going to get a lot of hate on this video, and that's fine. Especially my own personal opinion that, even today it still goes on. Especially if you're in the South, that if you're black, you're expected to be a certain way sometimes, and that's really annoying. Well, let me know what you think. Have a great day.